guys, how we doing? I know it's a little late in 2019, but we're gonna start off as if we didn't even miss January. Okay, so what do we got today? Basically, I want to tell you guys what my 2019 goals are. I want to do about 50 ounces a month, and if it's generic or coins, that will depend on spot price at the time and just how I'm feeling or whatever. So as you guys know, way back in the day I got this 9 Fine Kilo, and this kind of I loved it. It comes in this little box, but I took it out for for video purposes and stuff. And so I'll show you the 50 ounces that I got in January, and then I'll show you what I'm planning on getting this month. And then I have a little unboxing to do here that'll help complete February. We're halfway through February, so yeah. Also, I guess, right before this year in December, so I filmed all these videos, but my tripod broke, as you can maybe tell right now, and I just never really wanted to upload them. So I guess I'll just catch you up real quick. I got this cool little 10-ounce koala. It's the first of its kind, I think, from the Perth Mint. They suggested maybe it would end up being a series, so I'm always apt to getting the first of a series, especially if it's cool like this. It weighs a lot, and it really wasn't that much over spot, so I picked it up. This is Mama and Baby Koala. Yeah, that's how we say Mama and Baby Koala here in Colorado, where I live again. So, oh yeah, all right. So last month, as you guys know, spot's been down quite a bit, and when spot's down, I like to get generic because you lose a percentage when you sell it. So a percentage on a low number is low, a percentage on a high number is high. So I like to buy generic when it's low, just in case, heaven forbid you have to sell it, you're losing a low amount of money. Whereas, say silver was $20 an ounce, okay, and you paid $1 over spot for that ounce or something like that, then when you sold it, you would lose about 5%, right? Because you spent the extra dollar and silver's $20 an ounce, something like that. Well, as long as you can keep your losses to 5% or less, which is pretty easy to do with generic, you can usually get 95%, then silver would need to be at $20 or so for you to start losing money by buying generic. So as silver's low, I'm continuing to buy generic. That's where I'm getting at. So I bought this, it was a secondary market kilo off APMEX. It looks pretty good to me. It doesn't look too secondary to me. I mean, it's got some smudges on it, but it's generic. And yeah, so this is a kilo. That's why this guy's out, because I was showing you my inspiration. So that's 32.15 ounces for January. And then to segue into February, I got another random one. Ended up with this Volcambi kilo, serialized. These are actually kind of nice. You can buy them by themselves, and they cost more than the random secondary market, and this thing's in immaculate condition. So yeah, to me, I like this random secondary market. We'll see if it bites me later on. So that brings me up to 32.15 minus 18 for February. So all I need is another kilo to make it 50 ounces a month. So as you can tell, maybe that's how I'm segueing into this. And let's give it a good old open and see. This is another random secondary market kilo. We'll see if it matches any of these, if it looks like trash. But I've yet to be disappointed, so let's see what we got. I need both hands for this. Oh, cool. Whoa, okay. It's secondary, but it doesn't match at least. But it's cool. All right, this is my secondary kilo. Once again, like these, I guess maybe you can't tell what it is, but it's a APMEX pressed kilo. So you can buy these not secondhand for maybe $5 to $10 more total. So I probably would have rather had a non-secondary version in this case. But this one, much rather have this one as a secondary version. I saved like $20, $30, something like that. And same with this one. So yeah, let's take a look at the condition, I suppose, of this one. And this brings me to 50 ounces for the month of February. So we're keeping on track. Ooh, this is loved. Manufactured by Academy. This spirally thing on the back is pretty slick. I've never owned one of these. Ooh, it's grooved in there, so that is intentional. Is it? Can't really tell. And then this is pretty ugly up here. But APMEX 1 kilo, really kind of sharp. I feel like you might hurt yourself on this. But I like it because it, you know, different odds and shapes. It's just generic, you know, doesn't got to be too pretty. Sounds kind of nice. But yeah, I'm actually interested to see how this one looks compared to the current pressed APMEX ones. I don't think they look just like this. Maybe they did. But yeah, like I said, you could have got this brand new, super cool, nice and shiny. None of this kind of tarnishing looking stuff on it for only a few dollars more. So maybe that would have been better. But we're sticking with the theme of dirt cheap while spot is low. So let's just do the math really quick. Spot's $16 an ounce. Let's round up a little bit and say we lose 5% of that. You're only losing 80 cents per ounce when you sell this thing back. Whereas if you had bought an Eagle or you bought a Maple or something like that, you would pay $1 or $2 over, and $1 or $2 over is more than 80 cents over. So you can kind of do the back calculations. As long as the spot price is low, I do believe that buying generic silver is better. That's assuming you're losing 5%. Say when you really needed to sell it and you had a buyer that was like, well, you know, we only pay 90%. I would walk away from that deal, but say you needed to, you would still only lose $1.60 per ounce on this today if you were to sell it. Whereas had I bought a bunch of maples or something like that, $1, $1.50 over spot, you're losing about the same amount. So you're the one in control when it comes to selling. So when spot's this low, all I'm getting at is generic is a more tempting buy if you feel like maybe one day you'll sell it. If you sell it at $20 an ounce now, so I bought it at 16, I sell it at 20, then I'm losing $2 if I take that 10% deal, or $1 per ounce if I take the 5% deal. The $1 seems really, really appealing, but the $2 seems, a little bit less appealing, and maybe you should have bought maples at that point. So that's the mindset I'm going into this as. If you're gonna comment in the comments below and say, well, you'll get a premium back on maples, I don't think you will. You will on American Eagles here in America, and maybe in Canada or something you'll get a premium back on maples, but you're probably just going to get 100% spot if you buy or if you try to sell your maples. So this is comparable in a $20 market to a maple. I think it's a little bit better in a sub $20 market than a maple, and it's in both markets it's still better than an American Eagle. But once you start approaching that $25 range, all of a sudden generic loses all of its appeal, in my opinion, unless people are starting to cut you better deals. They're not taking 10%, they're not taking 5%, maybe they're only taking 2 or 3. That's how generic stays competitive in a market where silver spot price is above $20, $25, something like that. But for now, it's low. This is my strategy. I want to get weight. I want to get weight cheap. And to me, these are really easy to stack. They're kind of interesting. I mean, they're not like the most boring things in the world. Maybe this one is. But they're, they're something. And they're pretty cool. That spirally thing is pretty dope. And if you ever lose your mirror, You could polish this bad boy up. You could do your hair just like prom night. Ooh, baby. All right. Good to talk to you guys. I'm planning on coming on here maybe once a week. I'm not going to do the everyday thing. That was like insane. But we'll do a once a week thing. I got a book review coming up. I got some more plans, some more strategies, some more statistical things. I want to talk a little bit about like what strategies and approaches you should take. And then a little bit of history here on Silver Futures channel. Okay, all right. Okay, guys. Bye-bye.